The boy is not human, but a monster. Seeing this scene, Kathy finally agreed with Mike's view, so she and Mike got back together. A few months later, the boy, I should say the monster, had grown up, although he no longer growled, but still talked a lot, and always in the eye of the beholder. This monster looks like the old horse, but the couple had forgotten what the old horse looked like. Mike's health was also in trouble. Maybe it was the strain of digging the hole, or maybe the rubber was releasing toxic fumes. It was eating away at Mike's health. Kathy now regrets that she stopped Mike. When he grew up, the monster had to take the book out every day. Kathy sneaked up behind him. She wanted to see where he was going, but the strange thing is, as soon as she reached the next intersection, the monster would disappear. I could only hear his footsteps in my ears, but he couldn't catch up. Mike was digging his customary hole again. Suddenly he dug into a bag. He hurriedly crawled out of the hole. He collapsed on the side of the road. That's when Kathy came back. She tried to help Mike to go back to the house to rest, but the door was unlocked. The creature had taken over the house, not let them in. They had no choice but to sleep in the car for the night. When they woke up, Mike was already dying. Kathy had to ask the monster for help, but the monster said he was no longer useful, and so Mike died in Kathy's arms. The monster brought a bag and put Mike in it, and threw him into the pit that Mike had dug with his own hands. Kathy was distraught, and she finally made up her mind. The next day, while the monster was out, she tried to kill the monster with something, but the monster reacted in time. He screamed and lifted the floor to get inside. No wonder Kathy lost him every time. She used a pickaxe to hold up the entrance. There was a room downstairs. Kathy immediately followed him in. She slid right down to the bottom of the room. There was also a boy inside. There was a woman sitting in front of the table, crying. It's been a year. Kathy finally saw a normal person, but the woman was looking at Kathy like a monster. Then Kathy was swallowed up by the floor. She reached another room. The boy in the house was a teenager. Then she was sucked away by the wall again. After reaching the third room, Kathy saw a man who had committed suicide. Scared, she rolled down the stairs. Back to the original room 9. Kathy slowly stood up, came to the door. The same pit, no change at all. She collapsed to the floor in despair, and the creature was erasing the height record, putting the struggling Kathy in a bag, throwing her into the pit with him. After filling up the car with gas, Ange drove out of the villa with ease. Back to the original sales office. The old agent, Ma, was already old. The monster replaced the old horse's work card with his own, and then put the old horse into a bag too, rolled into a ball and put it into the exhibition. Finally, the monster became the new real estate agent, ready to meet the next house hunter. In fact, many people do not understand this film. I think the original intention of this movie is to take advantage of, to satirize the cruel reality. It also depicts the fear of young people to buy a house nowadays. They say that having a house and children, to live a happy and prosperous life. As a result, their lives are overwhelmed by the mortgage and children. Day after day, there is no escape. Their life is like that strawberry, tasteless to eat. It's a shame to throw it away.